Hey everyone, today we are here once again at SHOT Show 2020, and today I am with Sam from Griffin Armament. And if you guys know, I've been doing some videos on a lot of Griffin Armament products, the suppressors, the iron sights. I've been a really big fan of everything I've used from them.
We appreciate
Everything seems well thought out. It's clear that the people designing these actually use the products, and it makes sense. And today we're going to be looking at some of their new product line, some of which you might have heard of, some of which you might not. So Sam, what do you got in your hands right there?
Well, first off, I want to thank you for coming by our booth. We really appreciate it. You guys have been a great support of the Griffin brand, and that's just of a lot of value to us, so thank you so much. But I am holding one of our newest silencers. We actually have not announced this across the board. It's kind of a sneak peek here for SHOT Show 2020, and that's our GP NATO, GP-N. It's a NATO A2 mountable silencer. It's a full 17.4 stainless steel. I think it's just over 17 ounces in weight. That's fairly heavy for 5.6 silencers these days, but this thing is built as a tank. It's got about a 30% thicker wall diameter, so it's going to be able to take a pretty significant beating. Welded on, standard end cap in the A2 NATO collar, unscrews. Has external tool features for you to be able to tighten down your gun, but it slips on very similar to the Gemtech Halo style. Or if you're familiar with our A2 blast shield for the Optimist, and we're also going to be offering an A2 blast shield for the 1375x24 interface. So this is kind of the dedicated can for that. For anyone that's got a pinned A2 on their gun or has gate lock silencers or anything like that, that is a new can from us this year.
Yeah, and like you said, having the ability to mount it to an A2, especially on the pin and welded stuff. I know there's a lot of 14.5 guys out there, or like 13.7 now being the thing. Having the ability to not have to just buy new muzzle devices for all your guns, especially if you're still running your classic A2, is really good, and especially being overbuilt for LE department or anything
that's
like
kind
that.
of one of the intended markets for this new silencer, or anyone looking for a super rugged.
Yeah, so I mean, having the ability to save money as a department and not have to buy all new muzzle devices on top of the price of the suppressor, it's just going to be, I think, a little bit of an easier transition for that kind of thing.
We don't have any information on pricing just yet for this, but if you are interested, either personally or otherwise, for your department or anything like that, contact sales@griffinarmament.com and they'll give you more information as it
Awesome. Now, one of the things you guys have been talking a lot about is the new Bushwhacker.
Bushwhacker 46.
So tell me about the Bushwhacker 46.
Yeah, Bushwhacker 46 is a 46 caliber universal silencer, and this features obviously very prominently Griffin Armament's patented ratchet lock end cap, which means this silencer is fully user serviceable, which means that can be taken apart completely for cleaning and returning to factory weight and performance specs. You can run rimfire through it, all the way up to 4570 on a 16-inch barrel. It comes from the factory with our Plan A taper mount interface, and it has the 1375x24 threaded ID socket for various accessories. And we actually have several accessories already available for that at the moment. So we got the Plan A, we've got the 1375x24 booster piston housing, which is included with the product from the factory. We have an extended Plan A mount that's going to be launching for this, the A2 NATO interface. We have actually a custom-made Thompson 1928 A1 Thompson cuts compensator mount. If you guys see the product release video on the Bushwhacker, you'll see Austin shooting through some mags of 45 ACP on his Tommy gun, because he really likes that. That was kind of a pet project just for Austin. He really likes that gun, and he wanted to be able to mount a silencer to a Thompson without modifying it. So that was a pretty big deal. But yeah, that was kind of feature for this can. It's got 6 AL4V titanium baffles, and the rest of the can is 17.4 stainless.
And so one of the cool things about this, like you said, it's you've seen me use other 45 caliber rated suppressors on my channel. However, the limitation with those is at most, when it comes to rifle, you're looking at like subsonic 300 blackout. This will allow you, like you said, to go
458 SOCOM, 450 Bushmaster, 4570, all that stuff.
Yeah, and for those of you who are just running the pistol calibers or rimfire, like you said, as he said, end user serviceable, so you don't have to worry about it getting gunked up super quickly, which, you know, when I'm shooting subsonic 44 Magnum a lot, or basically 44 Special, it gets pretty dirty. If you're shooting rimfire, it's going to get pretty dirty. 45 ACP, same thing. So having that ability while still maintaining durability enough to do those larger centerfire rifle pressures.
You can look at the durability of the ratchet lock end cap from the Paladin series of silencers on the release video for that. We actually shot the Paladin on our 240 Lima belt-fed 308 machine gun. It's not intended for that, but it shows you the durability of the system, that there can be a durable centerfire rifle silencer that has user serviceability, and that feature has been highly demanded by customers all over for a couple reasons. Obviously, being able to clean your can is important, but also for service. So it allows us to have very, very quick turnaround times for customer service should there be any issue. Also, one of the big advantages that we've been talking about and we want people to know is if you have a user serviceable silencer, especially one from us here at Griffin Armament, is if we develop newer technology down the road for baffle geometry or just some sort of performance enhancement, or if let's say you're just a high volume shooter and silencers are a wear prone item because you're getting all kinds of carbon and copper and everything blasting inside that baffle stack, we can replace that for you very, very easily. It's a nominal fee to have that thing record, and you basically have a brand new silencer. Right away you can shoot thousands and thousands of rounds to this thing, get it all dirty, get some crazy blast baffle erosion or anything like that. Very nice. I hope that picked it up. But anyway, yeah, we can bring your can right back to brand new very, very easily with the user serviceable system. So it's pretty awesome. I'm stoked about it.
That tone was perfect for exactly that situation you find yourself in when you can't use your can anymore. It's exactly the noise it would make.
If you take care of though. So.
Now, you guys have, for anytime I talk about suppressors, there's always those people who are like, but how many decibels? They just care about the numbers
Sound
on the piece
reduction
of paper.
Yeah.
You guys have a video going through all the breakdowns of all those numbers with this can.
With that can, yeah. So we started a new series on sound testing. We want to bring as much educational content and quality content to end users as possible, and appreciate you guys watching that stuff. So we invested this past year in a new B&K Impulse sound meter, which is a 3-channel, very, very high refresh rate and high sensitivity for sound testing. It's probably the best system out there for sound testing. Several people have one. We have ours. Just recently got set up, 3 channels, like I said. So we can get simultaneous numbers at both ears, as well as the 1 meter left of the shooter's muzzle. So that allows us to have real-time data displayed on screen for our sound testing stuff. We have an intro to sound testing video where Austin goes through the system, shows calibration, talks about our testing procedure, why we do it that way, and then there's a sound test comparison with the Bushwhacker 46 and the SilencePro Hybrid 46.
Yeah.
And that's a full breakdown. It shows you, like I said, it is real data in real time displayed on the screen. You'll see like an inset of an Excel spreadsheet, and that is the actual screen recording of the computer taking the readings in as we're shooting those. So that's real stuff. Yeah. And we're pretty excited to bring that to you guys.
So for those of you numbers nerds out there, it's going to have all the information your heart desires. And I'm really liking the new trend in measuring the sound at the ear, because the whole 1 meter to the left, as the shooter, I don't care what it sounds like a meter to the left. I care what it sounds like at my ear. And having that data, and especially broken down in that way, if I really wanted to get into the nitty gritty, is a really cool option.
Yeah, those numbers are there for those guys that want to crunch it. There's summaries at the end of those videos, and we'll be continuing to provide those, as well as answer any questions about how the data is displayed and what that means. So you can feel free to ask questions about that. We're pretty open. We're very active on the forums as well, so we're on AR15.com and Sniper Side as well. So you can join us there, ask questions about the Griffin brand. We have an owners group on Facebook you can join us with. We have, just the regular social media channels, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. So
cool.
Check us out.
Yeah, it's really nice. When it comes to suppressors, I work at a gun store now. If you follow my channel, you know that. We get so many people who come into the store who don't know the first thing about suppressors. We get asked all the time, are those even legal?
It's okay to be new about it.
It's okay to be new, and it's really hard to get information because a lot of people don't know other people who have suppressors because they're regulated the way they are. So having an opportunity to talk to people who work at Griffin or people who also own those products is a really good opportunity to get that information from people who actually know it, instead of just kind of rolling the dice that somebody you know who told you that you have to have a certain license is going to give you the right kind of information.
Yeah, so we're a good resource for that. And obviously, one of our best customers, Silencer Shop, has a lot of resources about how to go about buying a silencer. And so checking with them, they have really good resources as well, figuring the whole thing out. It's actually a lot simpler than you think. And everyone's happy to walk you through the process. We want you to have, good quality hearing protection, good sound suppression, and we're willing to help everyone figure out how to achieve that.
Yeah, and I do have a video on my channel showing you guys how to actually use the kiosk. I did it myself not that long ago. You only ever have to do it once. It's really, really easy. So with these are there any other suppressors you wanted to highlight this morning?
Yeah, we can talk about the Resistance 22 Modular. It's on the other side over there. So grab it real quick and cut here. So this is the Resistance 22 Modular. It's a 1375 outside diameter rimfire silencer. This is new for 2020. We launched in summer 2019. Typically with rimfire cans, you see a 1-inch diameter. So this is a typical OD you'd see on pistol silencers. It's full 7075 aluminum. Weighs just over 5 ounces, I believe. Has a 1/2x28 directed interface included from the factory for rimfire use, but supports interfacing our 3-lug QD kit, which is on this can, as well as a taper mount minimalist blast shield, which supports functionality up to 223 on 16-inch barrel. So it's that rimfire can with flexibility to throw it on your hunting rifle or your varmint rifle, but really intended to be that lightweight, high-performance rimfire can. It comes with a wipe-compatible end cap from the factory, so you get a wipe in there from us, and if you're an FFL SOT, you can replace that wipe on a regular basis.
Nice.
There's other regulations and rules about that, and I would highly suggest you guys check that out online and do your own research on it. But we have a video about all the features in this can on our YouTube channel. So.
Nice. And if you guys haven't seen their 22 tri-lug adapter systems, it's a really cool system. I like the way it's set up, and especially for those the nice thing about a 22, it's usually a fixed barrel, so you don't have to worry about booster pistons. So if you're shooting a lot of suppressed 22, definitely look into their tri-lug adapter. You can really use it with pretty much any rimfire can out there.
Yeah, our 3-lug QD kit is basically the HK style 3-lug QD kit, which is compatible with our pistol silencers and now with our rimfire style. So yeah, just like you said, the 3-lug adapters, we have one on our Ruger 2245, which is the best way to mount this thing on. It's just click, and it's on the gun and you're ready to go.
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
badass.
And there's few things more satisfying than suppressing a 22.
It's the only way to get real movie quiet sound.
Exactly.
It's so nice.
Exactly.
So nice. One of the newest things we launched this year is we stepped away from new silencer products and stepped into milled products, which is our scope mount line we're starting off with. So this is the Superior Precision Rifle Modular Mount product line, and it is available in 30, 34, and 35 millimeter currently, cantilever and non, in various heights. I think 3 to 4 heights per millimeter size.
Okay.
So, and this supports our accessory interface suite. As you can see on this rifle here, we've got a Wilcox Raptor mount with the accessory interface and the Loophole Delta Point offset there. So
Yeah.
take a look at it.
So if you guys like having your offset red dot, having an option other than something rail mounted, just gives you a lot more flexibility depending on how you like having your rifle set up. So you have a lot of versatility whether you want it or not. Now, what about MOA built into the mounts? You guys have any of that?
So the cantilever mounts are a 15 MOA base, and the straight mounts are a 0 MOA with 20 MOA on the way. We also have rings sets that are going to be coming as well in various heights, 30, 34, and 35 millimeter. The mounts right now MSRP at $209.95, which on the street you'll see just under $200.
Which for a fully featured optic mount like this is pretty awesome, and currently not QD.
It's a straight on with four custom bolts there with the T15 fasteners. So.
Yeah, and granted, I haven't used this yet, but just from looking at it, it seems like a very robust system, which shouldn't be a surprise from a company like Griffin Armament. There's some pretty wimpy optic mounts out there, and if you have good glass, you want to make sure you don't want the limit in your $1,000 glass to be a really cheap optic mount. Getting something that's well built and built to last like this, with giving you that extra versatility, is a pretty awesome opportunity.
So that's what we got new from Griffin Armament.
Awesome. So I know you kind of already ran through it, but if people want to learn more about all your products, where can they look?
Yeah, they can find out the most information about our whole product line at our website. It's at www.griffinarmament.com. You can follow us on Instagram at Griffin_Armament, Facebook at Griffin Armament. Join our Facebook group, Griffin Armament Owners Group. You can look us up on LinkedIn. We have a really great newsletter list as well. We don't spam everyone. We try to give sale information and kind of tech tips, product updates, stuff like that. Some good info there. We also have a podcast that we started this past year called the Dwell Time Podcast. We'd like to get you guys on there sometime. Actually, it'd be great to talk about working in a gun store, working in the media segment of the industry. It would be awesome. Yeah. We try and focus kind of on business topics within the industry. A lot of folks talk about shooting and training and this and that. So we talk about our products, we talk about the technology we develop, we also talk about the business side of working in the gun industry over there. So that's available on any popular streaming platform that podcasts are available on.
Awesome. So I do have plenty of videos on Griffin Armament products. So if you are interested in things like the Optimus or their iron sights or anything like that I already have videos on, definitely check that out. I'm sure I'm going to be doing a lot more with Griffin Armament here in the near future. So definitely be aware of that. Definitely check out their social media. They are very responsive, really good customer service, which is a really nice thing to see when there's this big mystery around
craziness.
Class 3 items. Well, exactly. So anyway, I'm going to be doing a lot more coverage here from SHOT Show 2020, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And with that said, as always, I hope you got something out of this video, and I really appreciate you watching.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks very much for your time.
No problem.
Yeah.